Who was ever in a football match? And of all places, in England. I took my 2 boys last year to one of the last Premier League matches. The match was between City and West Ham. The atmosphere in the stadium was ecstatic. Let me show you a short video that I took right before the match began. If you've ever experienced such energetic experience before, such joint singing, you must know that this experience is extremely powerful, even intoxicating. Part of what makes this experience so special and strong is a process called interpersonal synchrony. Interpersonal synchrony, when 2 or more individuals coordinate their actions with one another, is prevalent in almost any form of social interactions, from playing music together to dancing, walking, talking, and many more. For example, in one of our studies, we invited to the lab dyads of 4-year-old children who did not know each other, and we first swung them either in synchrony or in asynchrony for a couple of minutes. We then measured their cooperative behavior. Here, we measured the time it took the children to pass objects from one bucket to the other. And as you can see in the graph, children who were swung in synchrony cooperated faster and better, meaning it took them less time to complete the task when compared to children who were swung in asynchrony or children who did not swing at all. Now, you might think that this effect has to do with how long the children looked or smiled at each other during the synchronous swinging, but apparently the effect is so strong that even if we minimize facial and visual communication by putting a translucent screen between the children that only allows them to see each other's motion, the synchronous movement still enhances cooperation better than the other 2 conditions. In a series of studies we've done in my lab, we showed how interpersonal synchrony enhances different aspects of social and emotional interaction in both children and adults, such as social cohesion and closeness, perceived similarity, empathy, and more. So far, only good news, right? But do you remember the highly synchronized, cohesive, and enthusiastic group of football fans? Let me ask you this. How come, once the match is over and the 2 groups of fans go outside, many times there's trouble? Lots of trouble. Is it a coincidence? How do these 2 sides, the extreme togetherness with one's own group versus the extreme hatred and aggression towards the other group, sit together? It seems like synchrony might also has a dark side to it. And indeed, recent studies have shown that interpersonal synchrony could also enhance aggression towards an outgroup member, or in this case, someone that is not synchronized with oneself. Encourage blind obedience, reduce creativity, reduce group dissent, and more. It is exactly this highly cohesive intensity that might just take a wrong turn when it comes to individuals who are outside the group. What can we do with this Jekyll and Hyde situation? First, we need to understand interpersonal synchrony so well to be able to know the best and optimal ways to use it. In my lab, we currently have ongoing group experiments that operationalize synchrony in many different ways. For example, by having group of adults and children drum together in different forms of synchrony and asynchrony. We also have groups of musicians who play and improvise together. After the groups either play or improvise together, we have them undergo a series of tasks to evaluate their social dynamics. Our aim is clear. We are looking to find the right path to keeping the level of social cohesion high, as in the football match, and the level of cooperation high. We also want our group of participants to have a high sense of their individuality, while trying to minimize as much as possible the levels of outgroup aggression. If we succeed in this, we would be able to know not only how to use interpersonal synchrony in a way that would help us stay strongly aligned and together, but to also be tolerant towards groups and individuals who are and act differently from us. Thank you.